If you guys are looking for some cheap FIFA 20 coins, head over to u7buy.com. You can buy coins off the website. You can also buy players. So if you wanted Messi, you could buy him off the website. Make sure to use code MUZ at checkout for 5% off.
Yes, lads, and welcome back to a brand new FPL video. We are going to be returning this once again. We did it last year and I completely forgot about it. I don't even know who won last year, so apologies if you still play FPL last year. And I just didn't really check anyway. I usually forget after a couple of weeks, but this year we're going to try and stick with it. It is very tough. When I was building this team, like building a full squad is very tough. I've had to go with quite a cheap bench so far. I usually end up changing it. I usually end up doing quite a few different teams before the start. So this probably isn't going to be my final team, but I'll explain a lot of my decisions. I'm going to do it in like different batches. So we're going to go with a keeper, like the two keepers to start off. I'll talk about the two keepers. We'll talk about the defence, midfield and attack, just like that. And at the end, I'll give you a league, and I'll put a code and a link to the actual site in the description as well, boys. So make sure to join the league. We had quite a few. We had like a couple of hundred last year. It was pretty sick. So if you could get in the league, that would be absolutely sick. And if you guys could drop a like, 50 likes would be sick. I'm hoping my mic's not too quiet. It seems really quiet at the minute. I don't know. I'll try and speak up a bit. But either way, let's jump into the goalkeeper spot. We've got two goalkeepers. I've gone with really cheap goalkeepers this year. I wanted to put Nick Pope in there because Nick Pope's like, I think it's £5.50. But we went with Ryan because he's only £4.50. Very cheap. And we've also gone with Nyland as well. Nyland's just the cheapest keeper, and this potentially might start at Villa. So I went with Nyland. But Ryan, £4.50. The best option for a £4.50. Him or McCarthy from Southampton. A very good value in my opinion. Brighton should hopefully, I mean, they've got Ben White now, so with Ben White at the back, I'm hoping they might keep a few more clean sheets with Lewis Dunk and stuff. They've got a good little partnership there, Lewis Dunk and Ben White, if they do start him. I don't know if they'll start Ben White, but it looks like they are keeping Ben White. So I've gone with Ryan. I think he's going to save quite a lot of shots, and I'm hoping they're going to keep a few more clean sheets. I can't see Brighton getting relegated this year, so Ryan is the guy. £4.50. Love it. Into the defenders. So once again, we have gone with a pretty cheap defence. When you see my midfield and attack, you'll realise why. But defensively, I've gone with Trent. Trent was one of the first players I picked, mainly because of his assists and the amount of chances he creates a game for Liverpool is insane from right back, genuinely. And does he take all set pieces? I know he takes free kicks because he always scores them against Chelsea. I don't think he takes penalties. He might take corners. I don't know who takes Liverpool's corners, but if Trent takes corners as well, that's another bonus. But he is insane at free kicks, especially against Chelsea. We've gone with Mitchell because Van Aanholt is injured. So Mitchell for £4, he's going to be starting for Palace. And for the cheapest possible price, that is an unbelievable price. Same with Vinagre for Wolves. Johnny, their left wing back, is currently injured. So Vinagre will fill in for him. And once again, he's really, really cheap. Ferguson's £4. He's currently fully out. Again, he's one of the cheapest options, but Ferguson could possibly start. There's rumours that he could possibly start when he's actually back. Over, I think is it Kelly or Ward? I don't know who plays right back. I think it's Ward. I think it is. And then the final one, we've got Bernardo. Again, Bernardo's the £1.4 that he's never really going to start. He's just there just to add up the numbers and make things cheap as possible. So Mitchell and Ferguson and Vinagre are actually really good value. I do recommend them, especially Mitchell and Vinagre, because obviously Ferguson's injured at the minute. So I'm going with a back three. I'll show you the formation I choose at the end, but we're going with quite a cheap defence other than Trent. Jumping into the midfield, we have gone pretty expensive. And I'm taking a few risks here because not many people choose newly promoted players, like teams from players from teams. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But I will go with Salah. I went with Salah over Mane purely because I feel like Salah's going to do better in terms of like goals and assists. Bit more greedy. But I do rate Salah a lot. I really do. And I feel like he's going to have a better goal scoring year than Mane. Just my opinion. Not that he's a better player, but I just feel like Salah's going to score more and potentially get more assists. We've got Obama Bloodclot Young. We've got to put it in there. Aubameyang absolutely killing it at Arsenal. He's classed as a midfielder. Same with Salah. Same with Ziyech, to be fair. I don't know why they're all classed as midfielders, but either way, we'll take him. He's £12, so they're very expensive, both Salah and Aubameyang. My plan is, because I don't know if you guys know, I feel like I need to mention this early doors. Man City and United both don't play in the first game week, so I'm going to transfer out Aubameyang for De Bruyne in the second game week, I think. That's my plan. So that's why I've gone with Aubameyang first week. They also have Fulham, so I imagine Aubameyang probably will score. So he's a great rotation. Sometimes you've got to think of a few rotations. Then we've got Ziyech, the first guy on the sheet. Man like Ziyech. So he's currently got a slight knock. It's like he twisted his knee or something, but I think it'll only be small. I'm hoping it's only small anyway. It'll just be Chelsea's luck if we sign Ziyech and he's injured already. Got injured in a friendly. Unreal. But either way, Ziyech, if he is injured, I'll have to bench him, but I can't wait for Ziyech this year. I think for £8, you could say it's a slight risk, but I think he really will do well. In terms of assists especially. Don't know in terms of goals, I hope he scores quite a lot, but in terms of assists especially, I can see him having a lot of assists to Werner and stuff this year. And then the other two options, we have gone with Harrison from Leeds and we've gone with Pereira from West Brom. So Pereira had the most assists by a mile, by an absolute mile in the Championship. And I was doing some research into like the way West Brom play. Pereira like switches between, they play two different formations. They play like 4-3-3, they play 4-2-3-1. He plays on the right wing sometimes and attacking mid. So I back him. I think he'll do well. Pereira, only £6 as well. That's another reason I went with him, because he's so cheap. And I feel like it's a bit of like he's making up the numbers, but at the same time, I think he could do well. And same with Harrison. I wanted to put in Pablo Hernandez from Leeds, the attacking mid / I know he plays like centre mid-ish. But I feel like I read into him, and apparently his fitness is not the best all the time, and he gets rotated here and there. So I wanted to go with Harrison because they have got him on a loan again. I think it's a loan, I'm pretty sure. And he's really cheap. And also, if there's any Leeds fans watching, I haven't watched loads of games. I've watched quite a few, but not loads. Will Harrison play every game next season? Have you got like a spare left mid that'll get rotated? I'm hoping not. I'm really hoping not, because Harrison's going to be a starter for me, and I'm hoping he'll do well, because I really wanted to get a Leeds player in there. So I went with Harrison over Pablo Hernandez, especially because he's like 0.5 cheaper as well. Then into the attack. We could not have an attack without Timo. Man like Timo. We needed to get Werner in there. I think he's going to kill it. I really do. His work rate, he generally is very similar to Vardy. Very similar. Like insane work rate. Insane work rate. He almost drops deep at times. His work rate's that good. And he's finishing. I mean, do I even need to mention his finishing? So for £9.5, is it a risk? It probably is. There's some decent options. £8.5 you can get Danny Ings. You can get like Richarlison for £8 or something like that. There's Firmino, but I don't think Firmino will be, in terms of goals, not the best. But went with Werner because I'm partly a Chelsea fan. Well, I am a Chelsea fan, and partly because I think he'll do well. So, and also going with Jamie Vardy as well. A lot of people, I was looking at other people's teams and no one has Jamie Vardy in. Literally no one. I think it's because of his price. He is quite expensive, but he takes penalties, and I could just see him doing well. Leicester, I don't know if they will be as strong this year, but I could still see Vardy scoring. Maybe not as much as last year, but I can see him doing really well. If he doesn't, if Danny Ings kills it again, I feel like Danny Ings is a risk though, because was that a one-off season? Because he's never really scored that many goals before. I didn't want to risk it, so I went with Vardy. And then final guy, I had to go with one of the cheapest options with Brewster. And Brewster could get some game time, so he's going to be more of a bench player, Brewster, for me. But you never know, he might get some game time over Firmino here and there, and over Origi as well. So I don't know, Liverpool fans, do you reckon Brewster will get some time? Probably not after he missed that penalty, not going to lie. Anyway, let's jump into the final few. This is the way I'll be lining up in a 3-5-2. Nearly said 3-4-3. 3-5-2. The bench is looking horrific, like I said. The depth is terrible. I may end up changing a few things, like I said. We'll have to see if Ziyech's knocks, like if it's bad, because I don't think they've mentioned much about it. They've just mentioned that it's a slight twist of the knee, but they're going to assess it, so we'll have to see. But we've got Ryan in goal. We've got Trent, Mitchell and Vinagre. Mitchell does play Southampton, which is very nice. Trent plays Leeds. Will they keep a clean sheet against Leeds? That'll be very interesting. Vinagre as well. I feel like all my defence could potentially keep a clean sheet, apart from Ryan, because he's letting in at least 3. Pereira we've got against Leeds. He could quite easily get a goal and an assist. He's against Leicester. I think I said Leeds. Apologies. Leicester could potentially get an assist and a goal. Ziyech against Brighton, I think, could do bits. Salah against Leeds. I don't know who to go with captain. I've gone with Werner for now. I'll mention that in a second. But we've got Salah against Leeds. We've got Aubameyang against Fulham, like I mentioned. I can see Aubameyang getting a couple there. We've got Harrison against Liverpool. But I have no one to rotate him with, so maybe Harrison can pick up something there. And then we've got Werner against Brighton, obviously, and then Vardy against West Brom. So most of my players as well, not only are they good, they were against fairly decent fixtures. So, and in terms of captain, I think it's between Werner, Salah, and Aubameyang. It's between them three. Maybe even Vardy. I could see Vardy scoring as well. That's a tough one. I don't know. Who are you guys going for your captain as well? And let me know roughly your teams. You don't have to tell me your whole squad, but just tell me roughly your teams. And let me know if you rate my squad or not. So, jumping into the final bit, we have got the actual code. So, we have got code to join this league. So, we've just done a classic league. So, make sure to join, boys. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description and a code. So, it's literally just MZJUEA. I put it twice, code to join this league. So, boom, get yourself in the league, boys. I will not be doing a prize. Sod the prize. It's just for a bit of fun. I think it's a bit of fun. It makes the Premier League, especially not when you're not watching your own team, like outside of watching Chelsea, it just makes things more fun when you're watching like a different team, even if it's like a lower league team. That's why I kind of wanted to put like a Leeds and a West Brom player in, because it makes it a bit more interesting to watch, if you get me. So, either way, boys, make sure to join the league. I'll leave a link in the description. If you guys could drop a like, I'd appreciate that. Drop a sub if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.